Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 10. We are closing out Diane Lake's memoir, Member of the Family. Again, this portion of the book, just like the first portion, has some scenes of sexual violence, as well as details and descriptions of violent acts. So if you want at this point to switch over to the alternative book, Helen Keller's autobiography, you can certainly feel free to do so. The third part of her book has a very interesting lecture to correspond with it about the origins of language and exactly how this woman kind of came to be this fantastic writer and speaker, even though she was part of the deafblind community. But in terms of Diane Lake's book, this week, again, an interview with the author. It's very interesting to me that in the comments of this YouTube video are things from men, again, kind of questioning the truthfulness of the women who are telling their story. And again, it's this theme that we see over and over again that I don't see with memoirs written by men, that I do with women's memoirs, that that some people, and in particular men, question the ability of the women to tell their story in an accurate way, as if they know their story better than the women know their story themselves. So if you look at those comments, there are things like, yeah, whatever, Diane, you knew you were loving it the entire time you were with that group. Or people who are watching this need to go beyond just reading her version of events. Also saying that she wasn't that big of a player in what happened. I will say too that she herself says in what happened in terms of the murders, she was not a big player. She was not part of that, but she was with this family, this cult, for several years. She knew everyone involved, and she did end up testifying against them, and also was called later on to testify when when more remains were found later, basically. So she did play a part in it, but the importance of her story isn't what part she played in his story. The importance of her story is her story, her personal journey and history, and, what happened in her family of origin, what happened later in her adopted family. She also talks in this section a little bit more about the family that she created once she became an adult, and how she kind of got her life back after leaving this group. So I think that in some ways, although there are, again, very graphic scenes here, it is, like many of the books we've been looking at, a story of triumph and overcoming obstacles and coming of age and finding yourself and all of those kinds of things. So I hope that you enjoy her interview. I hope you enjoy the end of the book, and I can't wait to see your thoughts. Thanks, everyone.